So hello everyone. Hello on Facebook.
Hi.
Hello
Ahoy.
to our patron on YouTube. So we have a guest today. Hey Lee.
Hello, Yann.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Who am I? I just walked in. I've not been fed for a couple of days. I smelled roast chicken in the oven. You seem quite accommodating.
Yeah.
You've invited me in.
Welcome a stranger into your
Yeah,
role.
just tapped somebody's door and here I am.
Yeah.
That's it. You summoned me for the art of magic.
I hear you're... So what people who never been to Scotland should know, there are two amazing places that everyone should visit. One being Falkirk and the second one being Cumbernauld.
How dare you put that in the map? Yeah, no, Cumbernauld got beauty. I have said. It's just the people there. You know, it's frontier of humanity. But it could be a social experiment, maybe, Cumbernauld. Who knows?
You guys have got the weirdest shopping centre.
We do,
It's
yeah.
like you drive underneath it.
I know.
It's not like under the ground. Like it's like an H.
Yeah, that's right. It's like you're going through a bus depot.
Oh.
Where are we going?
Oh no, absolutely. I would love to be in a car with somebody who's never been to Cumbernauld driving through it. You just see this kind of...
Oh, we're going to crash.
Oh, absolutely. It was like an architectural revelation, that town centre in the 70s. Then they get panned and it was saying it was like a rabbit warren on stilts. It was described like, and I think a lot of acid was taken in that design because as is like bus depot, folks used to stay at the top of the place.
Eh?
So,
Like on top of it?
Yeah, it was like a
Okay.
penthouse might be a strong word.
Penthouse.
Apartments.
Yo, I'm Donald and welcome to my crib.
Oh, totally. Cumbernauld, and have you guys heard of Gregory's Carol? Aye. So you see Cumbernauld and its beauty there. That's kind of film where I kind of stay about near the Cumbernauld fields and that. So it's that's when it was in its golden era, I would say.
I know that Craig Ferguson comes from here and
Yeah.
he shits on it like most of the
does he?
time. Yeah.
What did he say about it?
Well, it's not that great.
Nah.
Just end it at that.
If you want to
Yeah.
move the microphone a bit to your other side so it's a bit more in front. Yes, perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, so today is all about Avengers Infinity War.
Starring.
Robert Downey Jr., Chris Pratt, Josh Brolin. This list is going to go on. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Holland, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Cumberbatch, Karen Gillan, Zoe Saldana, Mark Ruffalo, Vin Diesel, Dave Bautista, Paul Bettany, Sebastian Stan, Benedict Wong, Stan Lee, Tom Hiddleston, Danai Gurira, Benicio del Toro, Anthony Mackie, Peter Dinklage, Bradley Cooper, Chadwick Boseman, Idris Elba, Letitia Wright,
Bradley Cooper there.
Don Cheadle, Bradley Cooper,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Isabella Amara. There you go. It's a lot of people, man.
But yeah, I know one person that's not on that list who must have, when he didn't get the script, must have been like, oh, what? That's Paul Rudd.
Yes.
Paul Rudd must have been like,
Of course.
hey, Disney, Marvel, where's my script? He's like, you're not in this one. He's like, what? I'm not in this?
Yes. Was it in which one? Avengers 2? The one where they said like, no, Thor is doing other stuff elsewhere. So there was one where he was not in it. I don't remember.
True.
They do that
Civil
sometimes.
War.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Thor and another one weren't there. This film was supposed to be released on the 4th of May, but it ended up being released on the 27th of April. There was a Twitter exchange between Robert Downey Jr. and Marvel, which I will, with the trickery of the broadcast thingy, show now to our Patreons on the YouTube thingy. And I will also read it so it makes sense for the listeners. On the scale of 1 to infinity, how much would you like to see Avengers Infinity War on the 4th of May? Robert Downey Jr. Any chance I could see it earlier? Marvel Studio. Anything for you, Mr. Stark? How about April 27th? Oh wait, it's going too fast. It's going too fast. Wait, I'm doing that again. Jesus.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, that's good. I'm doing that again, and I will get the microphone closer to home. Okay. On a scale of 1 to infinity, how excited are you to see Infinity War on the 4th of May? Robert Downey Jr. Any chance I could see it earlier? Marvel. Anything for you, Mr. Stark? How about April 27th? Great! With friends? You mean those friends? And the list of the actors. The entire world. That's a fantastic idea. Done. Avengers Infinity War in theaters everywhere on the 27th of April.
Wow.
All
Okay.
Wait, switching.
What a wonderful PR stunt.
Yes, I was. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something I've been seeing everywhere. I don't remember seeing that much elsewhere before. Did you see that? Infinity War spoilers, no context.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know,
all
I
the time.
avoided everything to do with it until I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't go on Twitter without like, here's a spoiler, but it's not related
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form.
So can we spoil this though?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I have
We just
a-
talk about the ending straight away.
spoiler-
It's been more than 2 weeks.
I was still. I was wondering, Sid, but yeah, I have the spoiler. So Loki dies in the first 3 minutes.
Yes.
Then,
was-
Idris Elba bites it.
yeah.
Yeah, he was just picking up a paycheck, really.
It was.
Those two.
Lend me your strength.
Honestly, I
pay
think-
me lots of money.
Yeah.
I think lots of people were sure that Loki was going to die, but I feel it was a bit wasted. How fast, and you know, it was supposed. People anticipated like a grand sacrifice. People anticipated. Oh,
It's alright. There you go.
yeah, like a grand sacrifice, and it was kind of no, it wasn't. It was weak. I felt.
It was.
Yeah, it was a bit actually. And actually, I was quite shocked that he was then dead because it just felt a little bit like, oh, he's dead. Like he's not going to come back. It was just a bit like, okay, oh well, Loki's dead, cool, and Thor is over it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and everyone dies at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that got me though. I'm sorry.
No,
that
it got me as well.
really
I
got
didn't,
me.
I didn't think that would happen. You think because it's Marvel Universe, although they're disappearing, that then something else happens that they come back. Or
Yeah.
Nope, that's it. You
I
see
mean-
him sitting on the hill looking at the sunrise.
I mean, where was
Beautiful man.
Where was Superman to just like fly the opposite way of the Earth and reverse time?
I think
That-
Thor was like kind of Superman.
I mean, in
Yeah.
in superhero on comics, I have not read them, but I read the theory that goes along with it, and they do whatever. Like even Captain America was a massive backlash from comics fans when in one of the image, like he said, "Hail Hydra." So it was what is Cap a bad guy or whatever, and it changes every. So yeah, everyone. Most of the superheroes disappear, but so I also avoided all the spoilers. What I did though is I went to investigate what the Infinity Gauntlet powers are, and in one of the it's potentially spoilers for the next one, but in one of the powers is the Infinity Gauntlet can be used to reset all the effects of that gauntlet.
That's a powerful glove.
That's
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can
it's better than
change really.
the power glove. It feels so good.
Yeah, I bet it does, man. Those jewels and
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a guy named, because I watched a few things also before, a guy named Adam Warlock, who was hinted in a past credit in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be the guy resetting everything with a glove. And apparently, that what I've read also is that in the post credit scene we see the logo of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
The powers of that lady
so what are the powers?
just insane. Like she's the powers, the Captain Marvel powers. She was like, her DNA was mixed with an alien, and she's just like probably the most powerful
Superman
that we've seen.
And she's a woman.
Yeah, that's good.
She's a woman now. She wasn't always, but she is now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
They've made her a woman.
Yeah.
Good.
So, like, you're thinking the next one it resets, it's going to be like Dallas, basically.
It was all a dream.
I'm alive. Spider-Man's fine. All is well.
But the thing is, though, we always knew there was going to be they're not going to kill Spider-Man unless Marvel were like, yeah, fuck you, Sony, we're going to kill him in R. We're going to take all your money and then you can't use him again.
I was thinking that bit when Peter Parker's going, oh, Kit, no, what does it say, it's Iron Man, it's going all black.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Oh, bless
No
him.
way, this is happening.
I know, it's really
And
sad.
It's sad, but I kind of liked it because you need that. It's proper drama.
They should have ended up
Death.
going, your box office wasn't successful enough. You have been erased
That's
from the
it.
Marvel universe.
Also, even if you're not really into superheroes and comics and stuff, like I'm going to see the next one because of that ending.
Aye, absolutely.
So anyone that would have seen that film is definitely going to. So they're going to make so much money off of that ending.
Have you seen there's a lot of people on the internet saying good things about this movie, but again, this is what happened with Star Wars. There's a lot of backlash. I mean, I've seen several people we follow on our podcast Instagram like rate it like a B, a C or like a 2 out of 5, saying this film was really messy in parts and it was lacking substance, and obviously making the comparisons to Justice League that came out last year, which I find really weird. I know what they're coming from. They're saying like, oh, we didn't get enough time with my favourite hero, or enough with time with certain people to have developed structure. I'm like, well, you have had 10 years with these people. You kind of do know what these people are like now.
Yeah, what were they expecting though? How many superheroes were actually in that film? I just read like how many stars were in that film. Like you cannot have one. I don't know. You can't have an hour.
There was that royal variety kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Crammed in there doing a little bit.
Exactly. I thought they did really well.
I thought it held up really well. I'm not an avid superhero fan, just like films in general with big special effects, and it did its job. It really. I don't think you need to watch the previous. Maybe you do a little bit. 4,000 films it linked to.
I think the only one you
Infinity War.
maybe needed to watch was maybe the last 4 movies that kind of make sense at the beginning, but you kind of get what's going on.
Yeah.
But everything else, you're like, right, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'd understand why they were on the spaceship at the beginning if you hadn't seen 4. But the rest of them, probably not.
I didn't. At the beginning, I was confused as well. What was they're on the ship?
What are the heroes?
Special effects.
Well,
They're in space.
They're in space.
the thing for a story to work, you have to, because they had like 67 superheroes, which was just like crazy. You have to have a clear protagonist with a resolution, and this one has. Thanos is clear. He gets his resolution. He had. I've not watched all the movies in the world, but the only time I've seen the bad guy, well, kind of, because when before was in Swordfish.
I've not seen that.
I just spoiled it for you. That's
good.
good.
Okay. No,
It's
not
fine, no worries.
But he gets his resolution. So
Well,
yeah, I'm saying that because some people said, "No, it's no good. It was just half of a movie." Well, in terms of storytelling, it's a complete movie with one protagonist who gets his stuff resolved.
What about Usual Suspects then? I'd say Usual Suspects. I mean, kind of. He can't really. I mean, he's not necessarily the protagonist, but he does,
He
gets away with it. The thing is, you think, I don't think that when the villain wins, it's like, there's a journey in the story. It's like, name a film where your expectations at the end are twist. I mean, there's like Chinatown, for example, is definitely one of those. Like, you think it's going to go one way, and then, it's got another sort of idea. Rather than re-tinting, so... For example, when I was a kid, I watched Iron Giant, which ends with him like sacrificing himself, but then the film ends with like the bits of the robot coming back together.
Right. That's what it does.
And I'm like, okay, they had to have this like happy ending, but there's a fair few films out there that end on a downer note.
I kind of like that in a way.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
Like Empire Strikes Back. The ending for that. I've seen that after Return of the Jedi, but yeah, just that kind of ending. You're going. You can imagine seeing that for the first time and going.
Yeah. I mean, Get Out was like that because I know they had 2 endings, but the first ending actually ends with him being sent to prison.
Oh.
And that's the end.
That's good.
it's
So
a
they
good
all
movie.
get away. I mean, the whole family dies. So in a way, he ends in because okay, I need to say it again. He doesn't get his wish in a way, but he does because everyone's dead. So it's not like the bad white people can carry on with their horrible things, but he doesn't in prison. So
Yeah, it plays with you. That film definitely works if you watch it twice. There's a few films like that where you see the ending, it's like okay, and then you watch Get Out again, you go, that's why they're doing this. This is why they're doing that.
yeah,
It's very interesting.
it's like multi-layered.
Like Ash in Alien, we talked about him
Yes,
a few times.
Alien, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of plus minus, this film was. They applied the formula clearly because you could see the intense dramatic tension, like followed by a violent burst of unexpected comedy. Mostly it was like that all the way through.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think that's what I really enjoyed.
I mean,
comedy is it's on par.
I mean,
good standard.
this is a really bad episode for the video watchers because we're all sitting so still that we're actually invisible now.
Yeah, I know.
What's that?
It's
The guy in
what's
the
his name? Drax.
Drax
Yes.
is like,
yes.
I have mastered the art of standing still.
Here for another.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
We have a movie in France called one of the Asterix, one of the most popular ones, and there is a spy in there, and she's like with her eyes like I'm like this, you see me, I'm like that, you don't see me. Like she's just moving her eyes from one. She's looking at different directions, and the other one is like, she's great, she's good. Yeah.
You get the best in the business.
Yeah, he tried to master the that was nice.
I just think it's great that he knew immediately how long he'd been there for.
Aye.
It's like, how long have you been there for? An hour.
Just so deadpan. Eating what were he eating? A space berry or
space
something?
nuts or something. Yeah.
Space
You
nuts.
can't even see this.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so funny.
Drax is nice.
Or
Bless him.
the guy from Game of Thrones, was his name?
Peter
Dinklage.
Dinklage.
Oh my! I was
A
shocked to
massive
see him.
dwarf. That's amazing.
I was shocked to see
I-
him.
Yeah, so was I.
I was shocked by the voice.
Yeah,
It was
like,
weird.
"Whoa."
I love that.
Really
It's
weird.
like,
Boy.
yeah.
Yeah, he says "boy" once. When
Ah.
when Thor is in the chamber to when he gets the star thing on his face, he's burnt. Yeah.
Yeah, because in that world, dwarfs are a race. I mean, it's the same thing that was in we just played God of War, and he's like, this tunnel is too small for a giant, and they're like, yeah, giants aren't size. It's like it's a race of people, so you can get small giants, so you get massive dwarfs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
of
Kratos
course.
marrying a giant doesn't mean that she was giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, or he would have noticed.
Probably. Oh, she's a giant.
What do you think? What do you think he called his wife? Girl.
Yeah, I'm not the
Girl.
I'm not the only parent with a secret. Yeah, well. Yeah. There were because there is Thor in that movie, so there were some bridges between the God of War and did you see the so at one point in God of War there is a stone between in the middle of 3 rings that you have to activate and deactivate. We had the forge, which looked quite nice here, which was in 3 rings.
Excellent.
Yeah. Something I noticed right off the bat when we arrived in Scotland. Apparently, did you know, Wanda never used a nickname? Well, they are married, so you'd figured she would call her by a nickname, but not just Vision.
Oh, Paul Bettany's character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were in Edinburgh.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were there because I remember that part of Edinburgh being blocked off because there's like big, massive vans and everything.
Ah,
Like
yeah.
rent a cable, like just massive feet of cables being laid.
Street
through
cables,
Edinburgh.
yeah.
Aye. I mean, we know people that would hang about at the Waverley in the morning to try and catch a glimpse of Chris Hemsworth or something.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Because I mean, as soon as it got out that they were here and all these news online papers trying to figure out who's going to be here, and for some reason they said, "Oh, they need extras." I'm like, There wasn't any people on the Edinburgh scene.
No,
What
yeah.
did they need extras for?
Yeah, I was looking like, okay, so maybe I could have there is no one in the background ever.
There was like
in
nobody
Scotland, so-
there.
yeah.
Just some ScotRail guy going, oh, I'm sorry,
Aye,
this is a peak.
certainly.
You're travelling at peak time. That ticket doesn't work.
This thing of like, oh, if I'm an extra, they're gonna see me and they'll see that I'm talented, and
It's
then I'll
my-
make it. Like,
It's my
shut
moment.
up.
I'm going to be I'm in Avengers. It's like it's like people that have got extra. God bless them, by the way, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with extra work. I mean, I would do extra work, but knowing what it was, but I would never be signed with an extras agency and say I have an agent.
Yeah, well,
You know,
I used to do, but
who you're represented by? Rent a Crowd.
no, I used to do
If you say with
sometimes.
confidence, it
Yes.
carry.
Oh,
the
it's
weight.
absolutely. I know people that do
Yeah.
it because there's
Yeah,
a
so
very,
do I.
there's a very awkward thing with actors where whenever you're in a conversation with an actor, it's always some people definitely jump on. I have to justify my own creative merits and my own success
Yeah.
by saying that they have an agent, even if they're just There's nothing wrong with being part of like a Rent a Crowd or Real People's casting. Like work is work, and if you're totally happy doing extra stuff, God bless you.
It's-
Also, money is money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Don't-
Like, you
yeah.
get paid so well for being an extra. It's unbelievable. You can be there for a day and get £100. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's only annoying when it depends who you're with. I know some agencies have got like a 33% take.
I know it
is a
gets
bit-
a bit.
It's a bit nasty.
They do. But I guess, like, if you keep on getting work, that will kind
Yeah, I
of...
Yeah, it
guess,
balances
yeah.
itself out.
It's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
the reason why you're doing it either. It's
No,
like you
no.
kind of don't... I don't know. It's just a bit of extra money on the side.
It's another form of art.
It
It's
is.
another form of
Um,
art to our weird life stuff of
Yeah.
being actors.
It's a good window into seeing, and this is I've been on the extra twice, I think. It's a good window into see what it's like being in set and
Oh, yeah. And how crazy it is.
how crazy it is. Absolutely is.
At one point I was like, because it's kind of soul sucking. Have you ever seen the series Ricky Gervais Extras?
No, I've not.
Masterpiece.
But I get
This
that.
is-
Masterpiece.
This guy, the character is quite pathetic. Is just always trying to get a line and get a line every time. And so after watching that, I've been an extra, but for some reason I was given a line anyway in Con Man. But at one point I was like, okay, I won't do any more because I did some extra work, but for nothing. So I was like, so I won't push myself forward for any unpaid extra work, except when sometimes it happened on Mandy. Some people actually contacted me. Okay, we need. So I said, okay. But I'm not on Mandy anymore anyway.
Mandy, that's .com.
That was Casting Call Pro before.
Yeah, that's right.
Have they
Yeah.
changed?
Yes.
Mandy.com sounds a bit shady. There's a
Mandy.
website at Mandy.com, you can get your jobs there.
Man.
Aye.
Here, I'm here to see Mandy. Oh, yeah, right, then.
Yeah, Mandy's just a drug to me.
Barry
well,
Oh,
Manilow.
no, that's
Aye.
Molly, innit?
That's,
Molly,
Molly, Mandy,
that's,
same thing.
Barry
Mark.
Manilow.
But
Mandy.
you want some Barry Manilow, Yann?
I think it only annoys me when people are like, oh yeah, I was in Avengers, and it's like, really? Oh my god, you're so cool! Like, that's amazing. And it's
What-
like,
what-
you were an extra in it, mate.
What's-
Like,
Yeah.
there's like a line that you probably have to, like, it's okay that you were an extra. Like, it's actually pretty cool, but like, don't then say and make you feel like make other actors feel like shit because they haven't made it in a. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have friends that like put on like Facebook status updates like, I've been working with blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, great, and everyone's like, oh, you're doing so amazingly in your career, and it's just like,
no, I'm
all
not.
right.
Or like when you say, oh, I've just landed this gig, and somebody's like, oh yeah, I just did an audition and I got it. I'm like I know, cool, but I was just saying that I've got a role. We're not trying to see whose dick's bigger.
Yeah.
We're really, it's not a swinging match here.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
actors for you. There's always
it's-
this like one-upmanship. It's horrible.
I think it's like just in all kind of areas in life, like with work, people
Yeah,
just want
it's
to
true.
try. And
I've stacked
Naturally.
this shelf already. Oh well, I did that shelf
Exactly.
quicker last week.
I was like in a call centre work time, you'd get like 50 calls a day, and someone go, I've had 54 calls a day. And you're going,
Well,
good for you. You're good at your job. Yeah. Monaco, I shine it to you. Tip my top hat.
I think we could say goodbye to our Facebook friends.
Oh,
All right, okay.
My
So,
Facebook.
thank you for.
Where are you going?
I don't know, but patreon.com/goodbadstandardpodcast is where you can see everything live on our page. So see you, Facebook. See you. Bye bye. You've been assailed with plenty of spoilers already. So,
You've
Why
seen it.
see the film?
You've seen it by now.
yes. Bye bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Is that what you do? So then you get your folks onto Patreon to see the full episode?
Yeah,
Good
it's,
time with the music there.
Patreon's just a way of like, if somebody wants to help us out a bit more, just give them a little bit
Yeah.
extras if they're nice enough to support us. It's never like we'd never lock any episode like behind, except even not even Wooding O, which is the stage one we're doing. We're releasing that later in the year once they're all done anyway. So
Yeah.
it's never like lock anything behind a paywall.
No, in Patreon they get stuff early.
Yeah. It's like live stream is like if you give anything, you basically get the live stream access. I think it's like $3, which is about £1.50 or something like that.
And then it will
£50 is
come out.
£1.50.
Now it's been, I was wondering. So now it's been cleared. Video episodes. This one complete will be available only to our patrons.
Yeah.
But when the actual podcast episode is released, the video will go live. But only the video part that was available on Facebook.
Yeah.
The rest will be just like a fixed image
Yeah.
and the sound, still the sound.
Okay.
So you have the episode.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Just that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. There is always this thing when you go see a Marvel movie. As soon as the beginning of the credits, some people are leaving because they're not aware. I went to see it twice, so in 4DX, and I paid for it because with the unlimited card you can't book two of the same movie in the same week or whatever. So
Oh,
you can't. Yeah.
is that true?
Yeah.
So if you saw Avengers on Monday, you couldn't go see Avengers again on like the Thursday.
For free.
I had booked for the 29th, and I wanted to go see when it was released on the 26th at midnight, and I couldn't. It said the card had reached but that's because I wanted a nice seat on the 29th, because on the 27th midnight when the seance was ended, I could book right away. It's just that you can have one at the same time for the same film. You can get two at the same time for the same film. So when I went to see it in IMAX, I think only, and that's a huge cinema, right? Only 5 people left at the start of the credits, whereas most of the time before was half the theater.
What were they expecting to start doing though? Like you're going to see a film, the name kind of gives a big indication, and as soon as it starts, this is just not what I wanted to see.
I mean, it's
People are dying in a war.
Yeah.
No, I
In
mean-
space, how rude.
I mean, now, and it's also with how well the movie is doing, and is just opened or about to open in China, which was like it passed. Avengers: Infinity War passed $1 billion gross in 11 days.
Wow.
That's astronomical.
That is-
It's
it's just-
ridiculous.
It was just so good. Like I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did as well.
And
It
you
really
don't,
was.
and I think what was nice is that it didn't alienate anyone. It was like if you hadn't seen any of the
Exactly.
films, if you didn't care about these
Yeah.
people like as characters, like I came to see Benedict like it was just like if you want to see a film, if you're like a diehard fan of
Yeah.
whoever, like
It
anyone
does
could see it.
accommodates its audience rather than being quite. Oh, you need to see Thor prelude to Thor 1 to
Yeah.
understand why Thor's in this one or whatever. It's
Yes.
not too.
There is a
Complex.
18 minutes video that gets
Ah,
you
you
up to
showed me
date.
that, did that?
Yes.
You asked me to do this because I went, aye, but I don't know what I'll understand
It's
in
a
the
bit
film.
fast.
And that's what I love about Marvel films now in the cinema. It's just, or whatever, video, it's just like neon, ultra colour.
I've watched
you-
all the movies, but not. I only watched the first 2 seasons of more Agents of Shield.
What's it like?
You remember how Phil Coulson dies at the end of Avengers 1?
No. Sorry.
Some
I'm like
blo-
my dad. A dad watching Marvel
bloke
films.
dies
I'm
in
going,
the the first Marvel movie, and then he turns up like in the first episode of the pilot, and they're like, "How did you survive?" And he's like, "Oh, I had some time in Tahiti."
of course.
Yeah, no, but the
He had an
guy,
Infinity Glove.
no, the guy that you see in at least 5 movies, but you see in like 2 seconds, you feel it's like a weird role, like with a kind of Secret Service guy.
Oh, aye.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one calling that. Yeah, they found the hammer or what.
Right.
This
And
guy comes back after being killed by Loki
Yeah.
in the series, and he's the lead of the series actually.
Yeah,
and you
man.
get more info on Shield and stuff. But I've only watched the first 2 seasons, so I missed a lot of things. But some stuff that was nice when Hydra took over Shield, it was hinted way before in the series. So there were some crossovers. If you were watching the series, you knew already, or it was well designed.
Yeah.
But so I haven't watched the whole of the MCU. But in terms of movies, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple. I haven't seen all of them. I can't claim to have seen all of them. I don't think I've seen Civil War, but I don't think I've ever seen another Captain America movie.
Winter Soldier.
Nah, I didn't finish that.
Ah, okay.
I've seen them.
I need to finish that, but
I got a bit snobby with my Marvel characters a bit, and I like Thor. Well, Thor Ragnarok's good.
yeah.
Yeah,
we
really
do-
enjoyed that.
Yeah, we did an episode. It was the latest Marvel movie we talked about. Actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that was great.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And
we-
funny.
In the Bin Laden one-man show episode, we talked about, those theater pieces that make you think and bring that reflection home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After watching this movie, the first time or second time, it's something that dawned on me afterwards. I was like, why the hell did Stephen Strange give the time stone to Thanos when he told Tony a few sometime before, like between the kid, you, or the stone, that's the stone.
Yeah.
And I remembered, which makes sense if you see that Doctor Strange saw
The future.
14, well, not on all the possibilities because there are an infinite number, but
but
14 million.
Oh, that was the.
Yes. So
That's why I think.
yeah.
made that
He
choice.
knew exactly what was supposed to be done, when, and why.
Yeah.
Because they only had one possibility that he saw that they were going to win.
Yeah, it could have
So-
6 or 12, not just one.
I thought
Yeah.
it was right. I just went, aye, one.
One.
Okay.
I did see that and go, well, that's the one they're going to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
One thing I didn't notice, and I thought it might be a film that would be full of them, were there any like really cheesy reveals? Because that's my pet peeve. Like, I hate
No, because we've met everyone.
reveals.
Yes.
We've met.
Okay.
We've kind of met everyone that's in the world, so there's no
I
need
know,
for a cheesy
but
reveal.
they can still do that. Like,
No, I know
But
you
Captain
mean.
Marvel will
Ta-da.
probably have a cheesy reveal.
like kind of turning. And it's like, oh God, it makes me so cringe. I hate it so much.
Hello, I am the character that is required to be in the scene now.
Yes, exactly.
You've never met me before.
I have crossed oceans of time to find you.
I hate it.
And I'm a female lead now,
Oh, yes, exactly.
blonde.
Ah.
Wow.
She was in the room. Well, in the room.
Oh, was she?
Brie Larson room. She was the lead. Yes, and was it the little guy was Jacob Tremblay, who was in Wonder, and I just watched the Predator trailer yesterday, and he is in that, Jacob Tremblay.
Who's Jacob?
He was the kid in Room.
You love The Room.
No, yeah,
You
The
do,
other-
know.
the
You,
other
you,
one.
you,
Yeah,
you truly love
the
it,
good
man.
one.
that's
So
that's
Room.
usually the joke. So I loved the Room, not the Brie Larson one, the Tommy Wiseau one.
Yeah.
Okay, because she got an Oscar for her role in Room.
Room is actually amazing.
Yeah.
The
Sorry,
Room,
did you say he's in Predator?
Jacob Tremblay, yes.
Oh my God, when's that coming out? This
So
was
they
last
released a
year, I
trailer. Larry Fong is a cinematographer for this.
Oh,
Who's that?
Yes, he's.
Name sounds impressive. I'd love to go, aha. Don't know who it is.
no, but
he's one of Paul knows Larry Fong, right?
yes, is a magician and a cinematographer who works with Zack Snyder a lot.
Oh.
Oh,
And he's been posting Instagram snaps on about the Predator for weeks now.
Yeah.
And we just got a trailer yesterday, which look, it makes you want to
Was
watch
it
the movie.
Well, I mean,
A wee 4-second trailer? Like
No.
a shadow, and
No,
that was it?
No, a bumper tree. No,
it's
now-
just the eyes light up. You're like, oh,
Dunno.
fuck.
I know.
and now we're in a.
And there's no Arnie, obviously.
No.
Yeah, he's got
Oh, you can't.
Oh, I'm gonna get out of here.
Your eyes are really red.
You can't.
Not again.
Now we can see we are in the age of social media because the new trailers that come out, so they're almost still like 4 minutes, kind of. But
Yeah.
the first 10 seconds are like the title and the kind of a short thing that you could extract to put on social media. 'Cause I've seen that for the new Robin Hood.
No, that's because if they get a trailer and people want to skip, they've got to get 5 seconds of decent stuff that's like, thing, skip ad.
Totally.
Get everything in 5 seconds.
4,000 moments in 1 second. You're like, right, okay, I think I saw a leaf.
Skip ad.
Was that a movie there?
So were you impressed by the trailer for Predator?
I watched it on not the big screen, but I will probably watch it afterwards on our little telly there. It looked way more interesting than Jurassic World 2.
No, I'm tired. Please put me out of my misery. No.
Da da da.
It's just like, kill the franchise, please. It's done now. Stop. Kids don't like this anymore.
No, I
Jeff
think it's
Goldblum. I still like the
not.
idea that he's in it, but I've not watched it.
Oh, that's
I might shame it watching a cam copy.
no. Wait until it's in Netflix.
That's true.
Yeah, it looks.
Everything's in Netflix these days.
I know.
Just like,
Wow, yeah.
Amazon.
It looks so bad though.
I mean,
That doesn't look good.
It
I
looks so
say-
bad.
I read that they, the trailer. It's like him and who's the ginger-haired woman?
Strawberry Blonde, my friend.
Strawberry
that's,
Blonde. Sorry,
Autumn
Howard
Sunset.
Bryce Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's him and it's her and him in like in a thing with a T-Rex, and he's like trying to like get past while it wakes up, right? That's how that trailer starts. That trailer was received so poorly that they brought out another final trailer.
Yeah, and they added they brought 300% of James Goldblum more. So you hear him 3
Aye.
times in the new one.
I guess my attention.
He's probably only in one scene.
I bet you.
He's probably only in that court scene going, dinosaurs are bad.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Don't do
These
it.
big long fingers.
I've got
Jeff
that.
Goldblum's
He's
got
gonna-
piano
I know-
fingers, man.
Can I call how he is revealed in this movie before we've even seen it? I guarantee you that he'll be at the desk and it'll start on a cup of water.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know how he does all that shit with
Aye, the dribbles.
So it's going to be a
His seduction techniques.
cup of water, pan up Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
That's if it's not that, I'll be shockingly amazed.
And it will be a nice reveal for a new.
Oh yeah, hate reveals.
The first one was good. I think.
Yeah, the original Jurassic Park is amazing, but everything since has been like, okay, why?
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
The second one's got a girl doing gymnastics to kick a velociraptor in the
Oh.
face. The
Define-
third one's got, it's got a reveal for a dinosaur, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's a bit in it where like they're stuck at the fence and they're like, oh shit, we gotta get through. And then they're like, they hear a phone, which is meant to be one of their friends. It's like, oh, I don't know his name. It's Peter's phone. And it's like, and it turns around and it's like a shot of the dinosaur's stomach and it like pans up because clearly the guy's been eating with his phone. And you're just like, wait a minute, what? Why?
Grown.
In collective unconscious, now we know how T-Rexes look like thanks to that movie. I'm pretty sure.
Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
How terrifying was that scene though in the first one? Jeff Goldblum
yeah.
coming out with a flare.
hey,
I just remember like, it's like being
no.
and he starts running. It's just the scale of it.
yeah,
Chasing
yeah.
after
The
him.
lawyer getting eaten on the toilet as well. Like, no.
Oh,
Amazing.
That scene with and every single one, I could already see it in the trailer. They're trying to recreate the kitchen stealth bit, which is amazing in the first movie when they're like hiding in the things and throwing
yeah,
pots and pans
that's
with the
right, yeah.
raptors. It's like at least they can't open doors, and then it cuts to the opening a door.
Aye,
great.
terrifying.
It's really, really well done.
Jurassic Park does link to this episode, by the way, because apparently Guardians of the Galaxy 3, right? They're having to discuss with Chris Pratt. He's going to be in the third one less because his contract with Jurassic World. He's been too busy doing that for them to work on this, on Guardians 3. So it's apparently going to focus more on, what's her name?
Not Gamora.
No, apparently that's what he said. It's going to be on Gamora more. So that's
Gamora's
already...
coming back?
Oh, is she coming back?
I read that, but that might have come out before. That interview might have come out before Infinity War, so that might have been
Yeah.
like a spoiler to go, oh yeah, we're focusing on her.
If I was Chris Pratt, I'd be like, can I switch over so like I can go back to
Chris,
Avengers?
think of the
Yeah.
money.
No.
You already did Passengers, which with
What was that like?
I don't know.
What was the silence there?
Not good.
I didn't like the I didn't look at it at all. Just
It was
felt-
him and Jennifer Lawrence in space.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what it should be called, rather than Passengers.
That's actually the only way that people know what it is.
Yeah.
They're like, Jennifer Lawrence and that film.
That one.
You know, Jennifer Lawrence, which one? The good one she was in or the franchise she was in? No, one of the other ones. Oh, right.
Because wasn't that the year where so many space films came out?
That was the year we got Life.
Life.
Which was the best alien film that came out that year. We also got Alien Covenant, wasn't Covenant. It wasn't great.
It's a bit pap.
Well, the thing was, right, the best thing about Alien Covenant was they brought out a prelude on YouTube, right, that kind of set up the movie. I'm like, this shouldn't be on YouTube. This should be in the movie. This should be the first 10 minutes of the movie. Then you like cut to
You see
Alien
James
Covenant.
Franco in the trailer.
Yes, he was the
Yeah. That's a bad idea, man. I think there's like the film's a prelude of a prelude of a prelude, and there's just preludes just right to the start of life.
I mean, if Predator goes well, there will already be talks of like, so do you want to redo Alien versus Predators? I'm like, you know, in retrospect, Alien versus Predator wasn't as terrible as it was.
The second one was better than the first one.
Recovenant,
Requiem.
Requiem, yeah.
Requiem for Covenant.
What a mouthful. Jesus.
I know.
Although I did read today that it's now uncool to bash the prequels of Star Wars. Like, they've been out long enough now that people are like, yeah, they've given us some good things. I'm like, God, has this really happened?
That's because the young people are growing up and they just grew up in a shit generation.
You're so right. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, this is good because you were watching like
Your
really
dad
bad
said it was
Jurassic
good.
Park.
It's like
and,
it's like they've gone for Star Wars anyway. They're like, so I know the prequel films weren't great, but they did give us like the Clone Wars TV series, which apparently is really good.
I've heard that
and, like,
is, yeah.
and like all these other like universe extenders because of the prequel. So that's the argument, which is fair enough. If you find any enjoyment in anything, sure, go for it. But as films, those first three episodes 1, 2, and 3 are not great.
If you go into a different mindset and reframe the whole thing, and we see we missed a few things on the first trilogy. Actually, the protagonist is Jar Jar Binks. That's why people.
I was
missed.
a mutant of Jar Jar Binks. I was not annoyed at all. Folks were just using that just to bitch. I think like.
I thought Jar Jar Binks was fine.
Yeah,
think
I expected him to annoy me, but he was just,
They needed to find something that they definitely hated about the movie, and they picked Jar Jar.
yeah,
Sure.
Billion. The film, man, that's right.
It's like not Liam Neeson's poorly written character of Qui-Gon Jinn. No.
Oh, I forgot he was in it.
Amazing.
Do you?
I will find you.
I think you love music. So have you ever heard the Weird Al Yankovic song he did?
No, I have not.
I'll put a link in the description.
I want to hear that.
It's a parody of American Pie by Don McLean.
Excellent.
I
lost track of Yao. He does so many wonderful.
Yeah, he's back. He's back again, isn't he?
I think
Is he?
Yeah, he came back. He's present on YouTube a lot now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, of course, man. Again, I guess that's you got a YouTube channel. I take it.
Ah,
then,
he
yeah.
does. Yeah. If you just type in Weird Al, and you'll get stuff that came out like from last 2 or 3 years.
Cool,
some stuff.
man.
Yeah.
it's cool. He's great.
What was it called? The parody of Royals called Aluminum Foil, where he's like a host on like a QVC sort of channel. He's like Aluminum Foil, like that. That's one of them anyway.
It's aluminium.
Yeah, but they're Americans.
I know. It's aluminium.
Aluminum
American.
foil.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Oh, there is there an I? Is that aluminum or aluminium?
No, they
Aluminium.
aluminium.
Just saying
There is-
French.
Don't worry, Yann. I mean, English isn't your first language. Don't be worrying about Americans swapping.
No, I
letters
mean-
about.
No, but there is an I in it.
Is there?
Yes, so
I can't
that's
spell
what his
for
question.
shit. So
No, I mean,
That's
for
what his
instance,
question was.
in France, platinum, for instance. Is it platinum here or platinum?
No, it's
Platinum.
platinum.
Okay.
platinum.
Platinum.
Yeah.
Platinum.
Oh, you'll need a bit of platinum on
You-
that. A bit 2x4.
You-
huh?
you-
Adamantium.
You don't say the I in
Unobtainium.
but aluminium.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Oh, speaking of which, so back to Infinity War. Did you see what James Cameron said about this whole thing? He said, I hope the world.
It's shit.
He was like, I hope people begin to get like superhero fatigue, essentially, so that other things can come out. And I'm like, most of the internet went, from the guy who's got plans for like 4 more Avatar movies. Come on.
I know.
to live space
Yeah.
for those movies.
Yeah.
I think he wants.
Yeah.
I think he wants more sci-fi movies. I think that's what his argument is. But it doesn't look great when you're like, "Yeah, my movies are coming out soon." I'll find the quote so I can read it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though there's some kind of crossover a little bit,
I mean-
superhero cross sci-fi stuff,
Yes, I just think he means, like
super
Well,
sci-fi.
well, he means like.
Super universes colliding.
Yeah.
Well, he means stuff more like aliens, and
Yeah.
that was classic. Like,
That was overcooked alien.
yeah,
I mean,
alien.
Ridley Scott
I gave
term for
up on it. I
overcooked.
haven't seen so many of the other aliens because
Ah,
I was
no,
just like,
it's-
I can't
many
be
cooks.
bothered.
Too many cooks, indeed.
Spoil
Too many
the
cooks.
The broth
So-
is ratty,
yeah.
sweaty, and
Talking about-
overdone.
Talking about sci-fi, I'm actually booked for next month. I'm going to see. This is the first time. What is it? Blade Runner, the final cut, Secret Cinema.
Oh, nice one.
Oh.
Yes. So it's like they have actors and it will rain, and it's supposed to be like a massive interactive kind of.
There's a casting on Spotlight right now for Secret Cinema.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet.
Ah,
Oh,
I know
no. Yeah, I saw the casting for the Romeo and Juliet that happens in August.
Oh,
It was on
cool.
Spotlight. Yes, yes.
That's very
Excellent one.
Are we? I don't know. There's a thing on Spotlight that says don't reveal any terms of the breakdown. Is that ruining by saying there's additions for that? Are we breaking the Spotlight rule by saying stuff? Like
We
this?
haven't
Spotlight chap your door.
We haven't
find
said
out.
that the one you're talking about is for a new one I haven't talked about, right? So that's what we probably
the Romeo and
shouldn't
Juliet one has been
say.
cast, so that's
I don't know. I just mean, how Spotlight says don't share the terms of this breakdown. Are we supposed to now go like, don't say anything that this is casting? So I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't say that. This will be taking out of the video recording.
no, Adam.
No.
That we were talking about the Romeo and Juliet one, so because that's been cast, it's okay.
It's fine to do.
Has it been cast?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's being shown in August.
Yes.
Oh, right. It's
Yeah.
it's available.
Whereabouts is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
getting shown?
That's the
Is this
that's the
just
thing.
on it?
It's secret. It's in London.
The
but-
barriers.
They email you the location like a week before or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think my friend might see the thing. Secret
Oh,
location. It was
nice.
it was somewhere in Glasgow, obviously, but yeah, it's a great idea. Makes it.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And
Means
people
that was
get
magic.
people
I
get
mean,
dressed up as well, so it's like a whole event.
I love that. I really
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I don't do it myself, but I just I appreciate it. It's good to see.
I know.
And it
I've
was-
got the quote, by the way.
Yeah.
for
James Cameron.
He said, "I'm hoping we'll start to get Avengers fatigue here pretty soon." He said while promoting his James Cameron story of science fiction. Not that I don't love the movies. It's just, come on, guys. There are other stories to tell besides hyper gondole males without families doing death-defying things for 2 hours and wrecking cities in the process. It's like, oi.
That's a bit of a bitch fart on James Cameron. Like you're right. His films are coming out soon. Can you make some way from own films, please?
Can we make the market more diverse for like Avatar 3.7?
My quadruple trilogy will be coming out.
I'm a sci-fi writer. What's the element that runs Pandora called? It's unobtainium.
Yeah, we should bring back the Blue Man Group. So
Fuck, that would be great.
Oh yeah, that would help promote the blue people on the Pandora. Yeah. Oh, blue people. So there was. So I don't know if you've ever watched.
I've never heard that segue before.
That's
Blue
good.
people, by the way. Smurfs.
Ease right into that one, Yann.
Have you watched Arrested Development?
Never have.
So
And
the-
I get shocked. Sorry, folks that ask me get shocked because apparently I would like it.
The
I
Russo
look like I would
brothers directed some of the episodes, and there was an Easter egg in this one, which I didn't see because it's so tiny. When we get to the moment they go search for the reality stone, you see the collector, and a bit before it all turns to dust because it was not real, you can see in one of the cages like a guy in blue with a mustache. And that's a character in there, the one of the brothers in the Bluth family, which is the family the Arrested Development is centered on. He wants to join the Blumen group, so he's all in blue at some point.
Brilliant.
So, well, okay, that's an Easter egg for you there.
That is fun. I like it.
It's funny, Arrested Development, everything is on Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
It was cancelled, picked up by Netflix for the fourth season, and they did a Rashomon style of storytelling, which I still need to watch, by the way. Rashomon,
Oh, is
but-
that the one where they just like tell different sides of the story?
Yeah.
I heard that season got panned by the fans. Like they did not enjoy that.
Oh no.
yeah.
Very interesting.
And they just recut it just now, and so you have a more standard season 4, and the season 5 is going out in a few weeks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it was a nice series.
So I want to have a conversation about. So if you go to Cineworld in Glasgow anyway, you can still see Black Panther. By the way, like it's still being shown. So how long do you reckon Infinity War is going to be here for?
Oh,
A year.
yeah. It's going to go on and on, I think, because I think it's so popular. Because, I mean, I remember when we tried to see it and it was booked for pretty much the whole afternoon and evening until like 9 p.m.
We finished rehearsals
Ridiculous.
for a play, and we were like, right.
That we're all in.
That we're all in. That we're still not talking about until we get till probably like next month when tickets become available.
I don't know when the plugging time, if you have, because we have a plugging time at the end where we talk about your stuff that you're in or whatever.
I know, it's like, how'd you drop that
If
bomb?
it's just
Of like,
this, no.
a creative bomb. Yeah.
But so we just couldn't get in. We couldn't get in, and it was like a Friday afternoon. I'm like, did people bunk off work to see
I
this?
think so. Oh,
Like,
it's
crazy.
what a powerful, when it does that, a film just, folks dog work.
Can I get into McDonald's because there's only 2 people working?
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah.
It's just.
I that's also another leg for the James Cameron quote, because obviously Titanic's like one of the biggest grossing films of all time, but that was because it just never went out of cinema. Titanic was one of these films that it kept playing and playing and playing, so people kept seeing it. So therefore, it had like a really long run and therefore made more money.
Mm-hmm.
If Avengers does that, that's the Titanic written off the list. And James
I
Cameron's
mean,
like, oh, come on now.
That's why he's probably said,
Okay, no,
Yeah.
make way for my films.
Titanic was the first time I heard people going to see the movie 7 times.
I saw it once and I went myself to see it because I was a James Cameron fan.
It's 21 hours.
What a friend of mine who's a director as well, she that's her film, like she will watch that
Aye.
as like an event.
Yeah.
And it's
I haven't watched it.
really Titanic, really?
I haven't watched that film since becoming like an actor and almost director type, so I don't want to pass judgment till I watch it again, but I don't remember it. I mean, the only bit I remember, and this is really sad and shows you how young I was probably when I watched it, is not the bit where you'd think a teenage boy would be like, oh yes.
Sex scene in the carriage.
What was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I paid
The hand.
With the hand.
The hand, yeah. No,
I didn't
it's
say
the,
it.
it's the bit where the bloke falls off and like pings off the blade. Like he falls and goes. Bang.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
That's the only
Remember
bit
that
I
in the trailer?
remember.
Yeah.
It was really bad
It's quite
CGI
CGI,
as
it was.
well.
It didn't
Oh.
age too well, that.
No.
Something I forgot to warn about again before, to avoid overlap as much as possible. So if someone is talking when you're talking, or it's just if it's possible to wait, so it's not a nightmare to edit afterwards.
I was about to say, like, is that still a thing that we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So,
It's funny, you don't realise that when you're.
But I mean, it happened 3 times in the Bin Laden one-man show episode, and it's fine because I mean, I guess listeners are with us and it works. But yeah,
most people can figure out what people are saying. Again, it's like if people are overlapping, people just latch onto one person, and then if you listen to it again, you hear another person. Because I hear it a lot in podcasts. I'm like,
So,
alright, it's
yeah.
fine. It's not. I know what you mean though.
but sometimes you really can't hear the important part. But most of the time, indeed, you hear the bit you're focused on that person. It works on the other, but sometimes it's just so high that you just.
But then again, what is the important part? Oh, we're creative.
Well, I would say that someone saying something is better than someone saying. And when the computer is privileged, is actually the software is the higher thing is over someone just
totally.
explaining something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've actually been we're edited by Hal from 2001: Space Odyssey.
Oh, did you hear about the new Google thingy? Now it's the ultimate version of Google Assistant. So you're sure that you don't have to speak to other people at all anymore.
That's it.
The assistant actually calls for you to just like if you had a personal assistant, like stars have.
Hello, I'm calling on behalf of Yann.
No.
He would like to order 1 pepperoni pizza, please.
Was that supposed to be a French accent?
It started off trying to be Yann, and then it just fell apart on the second go because I'd swapped out to the robot voice, and therefore I am available for any voiceover gigs.
You're right, mate.
Yeah.
That's
All
good.
right.
No, I was no. It's just like it's an example of someone booking for a haircut. So you've got the Google Assistant who says, "Yeah, hello, I'd like to book a a haircut for my client, and then and you have the real person. Yeah, what time? And then the computer is like, well, I was thinking between 10 a.m. and it's just like, yeah, it's just people are not realizing what's going on, and at some point, just like deep fakes, for instance, you'll have some people impersonating other people, and it's quite far already.
That reminds me of I'll drop Yann the link for the video for this because it's talking about another podcast, the Rooster Teeth podcast. Me and Nick have been watching like highlights which are taking their animated adventures and putting them next to the actual episode where they said it. And there's one of them where Barney talks about how he got a phone call from a telemarketer. It's like, oh God. So he starts speaking, he knows and you think, it's just going to be an automated machine. And he's like, it's like, hello, we're checking to see if you're available on this deal. And he goes, it's one of these robot calls. And then the woman on the other side goes, oh, did I really sound that bad today? And he's like, oh God. But then the conversation keeps going and he's like, wait, are you a robot? And it's like, I am unable to help you. You don't qualify for the thing. And like ends the call. And you're like, I just spoke to a robot and it's unaware.
A robot sentient.
Yeah, almost.
Man.
Like a program on a telemarketing thing to prompt it to say, God, I really sound that bad today.
That is terrifying to me. I'm sorry, that scares the shit out of me.
We're in the future now. That's it.
I know.
You get robots that want to be human.
You can't go backwards, can you? Like, there's no way.
You need an infinity glove to go backwards.
No, in that haircut thing, though. So the haircut lady was saying, so is it okay at 10 a.m.? And then on the other side, the robot was,
Right, yeah. So they've got like mannerisms and things, and you don't know if you're talking to a real person or a robot. I mean, I think that is just the end of the world right there.
Absolutely, man.
Right there.
Have you seen
Robot Jeeves malfunctions one day, just starts like you with your dinner.
Have you seen the movie Her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's absolutely.
Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, you can just fall in love with someone over the
voice.
Is that going to be episodes of Jeremy Kyle like 20 years down the line going, the DNA tests are in. She's actually a robot.
You maybe knew it, but you just kind of want to ignore.
Like a robot with a fakey, like Neddy accent. Oh my God, can't believe that. Get away, you dauber.
There is.
Did you not see that, dude? That she's a robot?
No, there is this test. Is that the Turing test? The one that in Ex Machina that the Domhnall Gleeson is brought to actually establish if she is sentient. And that's that did a couple like 10 questions or something like that.
Well, they did that. That's AI by, is it Spielberg that did AI?
Yeah.
That was meant to be Kubrick, but Kubrick died.
Yeah.
And then they did AI, but it's like kind of dated now.
I've not seen it since it was out.
I mean, that's the next step, isn't it? That like you go. I mean, Ex Machina was ages ago. I mean, came out when
3 years back, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, is it really that? Oh,
yeah, it's
God.
not.
Okay, it's not that old.
I think you're
Garland.
Are you thinking of the other Machina film, like Deus Ex Machina?
Oh,
Is there
maybe.
another one?
game?
No.
See, I knew there was a game.
No, it's not that drug one. No, that's Requiem for a Dream. But it's
This
like
is the one with Alicia Vikander, isn't it?
No, Ex Machina is
Yeah.
one with that. Yeah.
So there's the one where he has to come in and see if she's sentient, and then she manipulates him to let her go. Let her go, but like she manipulates the whole situation.
Oscar Isaac.
And it's like that's like you could make like after that. It's just like that's the next step, though, isn't it? It's like you make robots, sentient enough to manipulate. Yeah, exactly. Lock you in the room that they're locked into, so they can go into the outside world.
You make me a cup of tea. What?
Oh.
You make me a cup of tea, Robot Jeeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, when your Roomba is starting to give you orders, that's
This place is filthy.
I'm a good slave. I'll be doing what I'm told.
They're talking about in one of the group messages. I'm also going to see Somni.
How was that?
Which it's kind of immersive theater piece in London. So they mix AR, VR, and lucid dreaming, and it's kind of an hour experience. And you start with a VR headset, and it's all there. Well, I'll discover what it is about, but very immersive.
That sounds really good, man.
It does sound amazing.
Yeah.
A little bit scary for me. It seems a bit invasive, but it might not be. They might be quite.
I think I like the idea of that invasive thing because I guess you need to sit back and allow it, see what happens. But that sounds really interesting, man. This multi-sensory theatre experience, would it be then?
I don't know.
That makes it even better. You don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's
You're
just
just
like
wanting
just like you know a few things about that Blade Runner secret cinema thing. Because you know you have to come with an umbrella because it will be raining all the way through and kind of stuff. But the rest is, and they'll be serving noodles,
Oh,
just
man.
like in the streets.
I think you get bored of it going, which I love about noodles, but it's quite a personal thing. You need.
Yeah.
I need to do that alone.
Be alone.
That's
Sucking it up,
I'd
man.
quite like somebody to do like an not immersive theatre, like secret cinema for Apocalypse Now. So you're just in a boat getting shot at for the whole 2.5 hours.
I'd be, aye.
Save
You get folks
Private
into that.
Or Saving Private Ryan, just like we're going. It's in Normandy, and it's people firing paint guns at you. It's like, God, this is a tiny bit insensitive, isn't it?
It's funny that noodle thing. The fact that you do the noise when you eat them is considered. That's what you should do when you're there.
Absolutely, I know.
Yeah, it's rude here, but
No, I know. It's funny. Good excuse is to make noise when you're eating.
We have a book, like a recipe book that basically is famous recipes from films, and it gives you the recipes for and it has the Blade Runner noodles.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
oh, that's yours. Like
Yeah.
yeah. I also have 2 French ones.
Yeah.
One are cocktails and one is food.
Yeah.
Oh, you need
Like-
to do a special and cook the foods.
That is
Yeah.
a good
The
idea.
book and have a tasting party or something.
I bet it'll be better than Pizza Hut was. Just saying. I was out working yesterday and I saw somebody walking with a takeaway Pizza Hut. I'm like, oh, you poor soul.
You wanted to warn them.
I was like, mate, that's not good.
Remember when Pizza Hut was good though? When it first came out? I'm
Yeah,
sure
when
it was
you,
good.
I remember
Was that-
Pizza Hut was great, but it's like when you went. I used to go. It was opposite, like the Sunny. It was like at a retail park. So obviously
Yeah.
you'd see it at the cinema, and then you'd go across and you'd go for like the Pizza Hut lunch.
Yes.
And it was just loads of pizza. It was actually hot.
A buffet.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't Pizza Hut supposed what Papa John's is now?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
A wee bit.
But,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like
No,
cheap, but it was like kind of thicker crust, very American.
that's very true.
Lots
yeah.
of cheese, like very tomatoey and like
Yeah, I remember that.
kind of nice if you want something kind of greasy and hangover
Yeah.
foodie.
Yeah, it's hangover food.
And now it's just, I don't know, it's trying to be posh because it's like thin crust but it's
garlic
nothingy.
Yeah, I can't be coffee as well though. Remember coffee used to be coffee and now it's, whatever, vanilla
Do you want
latte.
a vanilla frappy pappy chappy.
Do you want some kung fu with your coffee? You're
Like,
going, I just want to drink it, please.
No, it's
This
true.
is best enjoyed with doing a handstand.
Invisible coffee theatre.
It's true that garlic dip, like along
Did you like it? Did you get what I meant with the heroin? No,
Yes,
I've done heroin, but just to,
along with the Raffaellos. Which do you know what Raffaellos are?
no. Well, even the sound of it.
We'll need, I think we'll need to introduce that as a treat for our guests because
what's a Raffaello?
it's something that you can also discover. Raffaellos and sour and cream
Pringles.
Pringles, yes, thank you. And that
I
dip.
think I'm the only person
Oh.
in the world that doesn't like sour cream Pringles.
I'm not a fan.
Are you not?
No.
God.
I know that Jamie
Why am I a
prefers
best?
Jamie prefers barbecue.
I quite like.
Ah,
Yeah.
I'm a prawn cocktail sort of guy as well. I'm one of the few people that like prawn cocktail.
Cheese and onion.
Cheese and onion for you.
Yeah. Until
salt,
I die.
vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Until I die.
Salt and vinegar golden wonders.
Yes,
They're actually
that's-
super salty.
Yeah,
Aye.
is it? You get a right good fix, good
You're
vinegar.
like, oh, these are
You
the
get your
perfect-
vinegar wings with that
Aye,
one, man.
exactly.
Because there's loads of like YouTube videos of that, like Americans trying British
yeah.
snack.
Oh,
and you
really?
realise that we've got really weird flavours and
Yeah.
like Monster Munch. And it's like,
Of course.
yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Guys,
Space Raiders.
can't
Yeah,
beat
all
Space
that.
Raiders, man. They're still 10p. Not
I
20.
know they've kept it 20, unlike the turncoat bastard that Alfredo's.
Ah,
Alfredo's.
Turncoat bastard.
world's Alfredo's.
What is the price now, do you think?
Yeah.
I think about 30 pence. 25 probably. They used to be 5p, man.
Nowadays, man, a Wambar.
man.
and
Or
5p
an Iron
packet,
Brew
yes.
Wambar or a Highland Toffee that used to do the Iron Brew
Oh,
bars.
wreck your teeth.
Aye.
I mean, I think
Helen Toffee, yeah, was just like that was heroin of toffee.
Oh.
I'm a
Right,
bit
it was-
confused about what is toffee, sticky toffee, chocolate.
I'll buy some Highland Toffee for
We'll
you.
have a selection.
You get it on Amazon. I'll buy a box for the flat.
Do you, man?
You do, yeah. They're on order.
No, something that I tried was, and it was the biggest mistake I ever made, probably the butterscotch Angel Delight.
Oh,
That looked awful.
Did that just go right through you? Yeah.
That was atrocious. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I shot for 4 days with the sugar.
Because
Probably.
I think
Yeah.
we talked in an episode like 2 weeks before about Angel Delight. So I said, oh, what's that? So I tried. I should have tried strawberry or another one because butterscotch was a bit like, it reminded me of the pot noodle sausage casserole. That's the one you want to avoid.
me?
That's the best advert.
Bombay bad boy.
I don't know, just chicken and mushroom pot noodle. Just keep it easy, man. Sausage casserole.
A sausage casserole or a Bombay bad boy or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Pot noodle chicken. Oh,
I know.
that-
Buttered roll.
oh,
Buttered roll.
it's just
Chip
the-
butty.
That was like unemployment platter food, man. You know, it was like poverty food, sorry, should I say. But in the most nicest way. That was, you know, your afternoons were complete wee roll.
Oh,
And, what was it? Not daily. Before Daily Politics, it used to be like a shark-based thing on ITV as well. It was like, I can't remember what it was called. I remember if I was home for lunch at school, I'd be like, 1 o'clock is the evening news, and then some like Daily Politics thing. I was like, right, okay, why is this on at 1 in the afternoon? You come home, you couldn't find any decent cartoons. It was either that or like Bargain Hunt.
Oh, man. I was always bargain hunt.
Bargain Hunt's still going.
I know. I grew up, man. See, like TV. I was born in 1977, so maybe early 80s. Like kids' TV, it was like Stig in the Dump and then Danger Mouse. And that was it. You just had
Danger
news-
Mouse. Yeah.
News and sports, that was it.
You'd have to get.
Dark Ages.
When I was a kid, you had to wait until like 9 o'clock at night to get like Danger Mouse on like one of these channel cables and
What?
or Wacky Races. Yeah, because they weren't in circulation anymore, so they were just like showing way late in the schedule.
There's something I'm a bit confused about. Why? Because I think it's a South African chain, right? Nando's. Why they don't have in the US?
Portuguese. The base. They're supposed to be Portuguese. but
Yeah, I think the company's South African.
are they?
Yeah.
yeah, they're not Portuguese.
But they always have the shit like saying like, oh, you know, it's like Portuguese sides.
No, I know. I do know that the company isn't Portuguese.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I don't know. It's yummy.
That is, it's nice. It's overpriced chicken, but it's damn tasty.
We went yesterday, right?
Sorry, 1 second. So it's
Afro-Portuguese,
Yeah.
South African born.
Oh.
yes.
God, it is pretty weird. Me and Anouk were there yesterday, and I was just looking at. We had like half of a whole. No, we had a whole chicken platter, so like half each. And I was sitting there going, "This chicken can't be any more than like £2 from Asda, like the size of it." I'm like, and they're selling this for 20 quid for the platter. I'm like, this is an amazing.
Does it have the
markup.
magic? Whatever it is.
I will
Yeah.
say we tried. Anouk got me to try the hummus with the pita bread, right? And it comes with this thing called peri peri drizzle, and the drizzle is far the best thing I've ever tasted.
It's really
it's
good.
really good, and I don't think they sell it anywhere. I'm like, that drizzle.
See, that makes like Papa John's, the garlic dip. You can only get it there.
Aye. Oh, by the way, Yann, those peppers are called banana peppers. The little peppers that come inside the Papa John box.
Oh,
They're called banana
solitary
peppers.
green pepper.
Yeah, it's called a banana pepper.
Did you ever eat that?
I don't know.
I just think it's like a decoration.
It's like a kumquat.
Yeah.
Kumquat.
You put a kumquat on a dessert.
It's
Okay.
Kumquat, were you saying?
Yeah.
Weird.
Odd
weird.
word.
Kumquat.
Odd what?
Yeah.
Odd fruit.
That, just like nutmeg. We have a completely way to go wherever we want because we have you on and it's fine. Whatever.
It's just a chat.
Yes.
To be fair, everyone's seen
Beautiful chat.
everyone's seen Infinity War. Everyone knows.
And their mum.
And it's been discussed by everyone. We'll just say, we'll talk
Yeah.
about that for a bit, and then let's just talk about anything else.
Food.
Yeah.
The arts.
The arts.
Jan's
What are the
experience in London is happening.
Oh yeah, floating.
floating was interesting. I'm going next week with my mum. I'll have her try
For what?
floating.
Floating.
Yes, you've listened, I guess, to Joe Rogan.
Oh, float tanks. Yeah, I've
Float-
done that as
flotation.
well. Yeah, flotation.
Here?
Yeah,
At the-
yeah. Rainbow Rooms down at
Yes,
City Centre.
they do half hours, I think.
Yeah, I did an hour. I think you need to do it for 2, to be honest. To me, my experience was I just lay there and let it happen. But you start having kind of natural hallucinations, audio, visual, but it was towards the end of the hour as my time was up.
I was.
So it was, but it'll be good half an hour. I'll give you introduction.
Yes, they have the one I went in London. They only do hours, but in the Rainbow Room they did they do indeed half hour. I wasn't able. I booked for 3 sessions.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to to let it go, to focus and to
Yeah.
actually relax.
I know what you mean. I
Which
was
is
the same.
But if you do like Joe Rogan, float while under the heavy influence of marijuana, it may help. I don't know.
No. He takes mushrooms.
He does that. Yeah.
Also-
Yeah, like,
mush-
that is a different kettle of fish, man, than marijuana.
I think-
he takes mushrooms. So that's
Any
like-
edible, yeah.
Yeah, he's edible marijuana as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Smoke it, eat it, you're going to end up visiting Thanos. I think if you do.
I am the glove.
Yeah, Thanos' glove is wearing.
No,
you.
that's,
That glove, man,
Mega glove, eh?
That's with DMT that you should visit Thanos, I think.
Yeah, oh
That's what-
God, I
that's-
don't know, man. I think I love doing that exploration. I've drank DMT. I've not smoked it, but I think the idea of pure. I think when you do the flotation, you want to do it as sober as
Yes,
possible because you will hallucinate, man. You do. I think that's the part of it. They don't tell you when you go and you think you're just going to relax, but it's as relaxing. But as you yourself said, you're kind of lying there and
Yeah, the only...
start thinking the clock's kind of ticking as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's not exactly cheap.
Yes,
as
yes.
well,
It's
so-
there was 100 quid for 3 sessions, so it was a bit cheaper in the London thing I went.
Yeah.
But also the one thing that I'll need to make sure I remind my mother is not
That's so cute you're doing that with your mum did.
not to put your finger in your eye, because so they have a little thingy with water so you can rinse your eye if,
I didn't get
if
that in Rainbow
happens.
Rooms.
But they had one in London, but I had a feeling it was not water because it didn't.
It's
It
salty
made
water.
it made things worse.
Yeah.
Like it was supposed to remove the because
Oh, sorry, what they sprayed in your eye, you mean?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So the actual thing is so you've got a flotation tank filled with water saturated with Epsom salt, and you're supposed to be lying there.
Salt in your eye, man.
It's in your ears, it's horrible after.
I once
crunchies.
got a bit of salt and vinegar crisp stuck in my eye,
Oh,
and it was just
That
the
sounds-
worst feeling ever. It was horrible.
World War II torture. Though,
Oh,
man.
it was like the worst thing ever. I was like, oh.
Hey man, I had a branch poke my eye.
Ah,
a
you
couple
did,
of weeks
yeah.
back, and it's horrible, man. It really humbles you, you know, because you wake up, it's like stab that feeling again.
and you can't see.
You can, but I'm like that in the
Yeah.
morning. Like you look down, no, I know. It's like,
Didn't you get earplugs at the Rainbow Room?
no, I did. No, I'm going to make a complaint. Right, you've had a spray or whatever in your eyeball.
That's what London is, eh?
They're just like,
See, when I
get
came
in.
out, I was like that because you're in this darkness for an hour and the mum and just didn't see a thing. You got your room to yourself, obviously you shiver, but you came out and you've been in darkness.
I did the Pennywise video for
Oh, yeah.
when I told you. I'll show you that at some point.
That's so funny.
So what was up? Could you explain a wee bit?
Anyway, because I was you were all floating down there.
Oh, sorry, of course.
Yeah,
I'm a bit slow. I get there.
yeah, well, it took me 10 seconds to get Adam's joke about Drax and not moving. So it was like,
I had to explain it.
Yeah,
For fuck's sake.
that's not because it was very good, but I just wasn't. Which is weird because I managed to. As I'm on the tech side, usually I'm like not 100% in the episode because I'm always checking that.
You're like, man,
Squiddly diddly over there.
But today is fine because last time we recorded, we had the same feed that went on Facebook, so I had to stop it at some point.
Yeah.
Now, just make sure that the feed doesn't.
Crash.
It's not stopping, but it takes like one just glance.
But Robot Jeeves, when he comes, will be helping you, Yann.
Yes,
Complete
yeah,
your
that's
operation
probably.
properly.
Robot Jeeves melts and it's like, I am the stream.
He starts punching you. I don't like this episode.
You have disrespected the robot kind. You're a robot racist.
And you were the one who was watching me when I was playing Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, it sounds really creepy.
He's
Like,
behind the couch.
I'm behind your window. Hello, Yann. No,
Hi.
yeah, I was. I feel like I'm mute because you're talking to me. I could only type. Funny, I was just like,
Yes, you would have needed to have a PS4 also to we could chat.
I don't have technology.
Yeah.
I have a netbook I use, and it's practically about to die.
Yeah, it's also a good drug dealer phones. It's fine.
Ah,
Yeah, that's how they
The
call
wire
it.
phone.
I'm off the radar, man, with that phone. Honestly, they can't track you. Illuminati people.
My dad, like 2 years ago, his Nokia finally gave out, but he had it for about 10 years.
They're beautiful phones.
And now they're bringing them back. It's like a retro thing. He's like, I fucking just died.
Ah, God.
I was in London a few like a month ago, and my friend was her parents are redecorating their house, so they're in like another house, and so she gave me the address. She only sent me the postcode
Because you just put
it on GPS, and I was just like, that's crazy. Because if I had another if I had a really like a brick phone,
Let me just.
I just be sorry, you have to send me actual directions. When people just
good
don't
old-fashioned
do it
directions.
anymore.
It's like,
go left at the cross.
and it's got our London A to Z.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but
But that's what you want. You don't lose those skills, man.
No, you
know.
don't.
To navigate.
that's the one good thing that you have in the UK, because the postcode gives you the exact block you're looking for.
Yeah, it's grid systems.
Ours are no. You need the address, or you won't
Yeah.
find it. The postcode just gives you actually the city, and the thing is,
That's like you're proper investigating your.
Well, 'cause
your own way about.
you kind of lose it even more
That was
because
better, right?
That was quite good, man.
you
Imagine
lose,
me onions around your neck.
good morning.
you lose
Learning.
you lose it even more because with the iPhone, it tells you which direction you're pointing the phone, so you don't even you can't even go the wrong direction and go, oh, I'm going the wrong direction on that street. It like has a thing that tells you, oh, you are looking that way, so you make no mistakes ever.
I
And
do.
that's what
Yeah.
conversation will be like. Do you remember the days you used to get lost?
Yeah.
Good old fashioned
Yeah.
days, man. You find a wee, I don't know, you just got a wee
would
vista
never-
of something because you're lost. You,
Yeah.
There is this story in China. I was in the Navy, right? So I like to visit and go and walk in front and do stuff. So I was like just walking in front of two. It was the first time I went to Japan. And it was not China. And we were in Tokyo, and I was just walking my way into nothingness, just like confident and happy and just leading the way. Except that I was not really leading the way. I was just enjoying the first Japan visit.
yeah, of
And at
course.
some point, 20 minutes down the line, my two friends behind were, are we there yet? I was like, are we there? What do you mean? I'm following you guys.
Just following each other. That's
That's
so
it.
funny. Well, I've been like re-watching Friends, and like
see-
so many of the problems.
Gotta be this way.
Oh,
Oh, no, I was thinking that as well.
I thought you wanted to cut. I was like, what?
No,
No, it's
it's a joke because
production issues.
there's an episode of this podcast where I make that joke. I think Anouk says, I didn't know it was going to be this way, and I was like, and Yann cuts out the bit where Anouk says going to be this way, so the episode is just me going,
A random
and I'm
clap.
like random clapping. I'm like, the joke doesn't work.
Yeah, because it's
like a joke.
way louder than ever. Now I'm just removing on the audio episode those sounds that before you're going to speak, you said,
Ah,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I remove now.
yeah.
I-
EQ that.
Yeah, I won't remove this
Put
one.
reverse on it, man.
But there are so many things in like older TV series or that you could never like do now because we have phones. So like
I
miscommunication
know.
or like, oh, you just missed me and all this stuff. Like we just call you and,
That's it.
oh, well, where
Resolve.
are you?
No.
And then resolved
The
exactly.
other week, I was meeting Anouk and a friend to go to. Actually, we went to Stage to Page. What we went
Oh,
to.
cool, man. Yeah.
It's great.
cool.
It's I'd highly recommend it. Good. It's good time.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Anyway, to meet up with, I'm like, right, I'll just come and meet you guys because they've been out to lunch. And she's like, oh yeah, I'll meet me on this street. I'm like, do you want to just like give me a place? She's like, no, we're on this street. I'm like, right, so you could come towards me. She's like, so I'm walking towards her, and then she's like, oh, we're on this street now. I'm like, so you're still moving about? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. There's an option on the phone to drop your location to me. She's like, what? I'm like, just go up, press the I button, and it'll say share location, and it comes up on my phone where she is. I'm like, right, now I can get there. But before that, you'd have to find a place,
Yeah.
time, what sort of shirt you're wearing.
Yeah, I'm not good with directions. And I was in the Navy for, 12 years, but six
Oh,
of
well.
It's
those...
a good job you weren't sailing the boat, Yann.
I was. I was in charge of making sure that we were following the commanding officer's route.
All right, okay.
And but
That's
we have references and stuff. And
Yeah.
but sometimes it's just that I'm careless. I'm not really looking at things. If I'm going in a place and I notice that there is this shop in the corner, obviously, getting back, I'll find them again. I'm just enjoying walking on the streets, so I'm not caring about.
That's the best way.
Yeah,
But
Just let it.
that's because of probably of the now that we have all the smartphones and everything. I
Yeah.
know that I can find it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go map my way here. If you just gave me that address, I think I wouldn't be here this time. I'd probably be a good 2 hours late. After getting dressed.
There's one thing that I find fascinating. I think Microsoft tried to do that a while back to map the entire Earth, and kind of what Google View is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a job to map the whole world.
That's
Yeah.
Google.
I want a job with there's a good map. Is it City Mapper? We use in London, Nick? That app?
Yes, City Mapper.
So there's a job with City Mapper that's like you travel on their transport and like update, so it tells you how to get places. And obviously they expand to different locations. I'm like, we should get a job in Glasgow doing City Mapper, so you just have to use public transport and get paid for it. It'd be great.
Yeah, maybe, man.
With the Waze, which that's owned by Google, I always thought the way it's written that it was kind of a Japanese thing, Waze, but now it's Waze.
Oh, the map that tells you about traffic and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can also share.
Yeah.
I'll be your people can see where you're going and how you're doing, and
Yeah.
yeah. But in an iCloud on the iPhones, since it started, or maybe a few years later, you had like Find My Friends. And you have Find My Phone, which we can locate every of our devices can be located any second and locked and erased from a distance. But Find My Friends, if it's activated by your friends, you can know constantly where they are.
Excellent.
Is this crazy?
Oh, you're going
You
to a
can't
party.
thingy people like you used to. You know,
going-
I can't go out tonight. I've got a social. Or,
And it's like,
Stalk an ex.
I'm going out to a party. I'm like, why is there a party happening at just my friend's flat?
Yeah,
She left at 1 a.m.
they told me they were going to the museum.
Not in a museum though. They went to Nando's. How rude.
I mean, this is just the start of paranoia.
Isn't that proper?
That's dangerous
That's
for
why
like.
I've got a crap phone.
Yeah.
With all that rubbish, man.
Stay away from it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
We live in a world now that like if somebody doesn't text you back, but you can see they're active on like social media, you get pissed. I'm like, what?
I know,
This is a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, my friend was like trying to sort out what she texts back this person, but she was like, I can't go on the actual thing because then he would have seen that I've read it and that I haven't replied. I was like, mate, I'm sorry,
much.
I am like, I think I'm 4 years older than her, but like still there's like a generational gap of
yeah,
like, I
absolutely.
wasn't brought up on that. Like mobile phones I was already in no.
I don't know.
Like not everyone had a mobile phone when I started high school.
No, that wasn't a common thing.
No. And so and now it's just like
I just remember the good old days that people would just be playing Snake.
oh my god, Snake. I love Snake.
I think my phone has Snake.
Yes.
Love Snake.
Snake. Yes.
It's the best.
Anyone got anything else on Avengers while we're on the Avengers episode?
I think I saw the first Avengers and I was really upset with how little they gave Scarlett Johansson's character. And I mean, yes, she was a female, so there was part of me that was like, oh, women, like that's so sad that at that point we hadn't got to the point where it was like, women could also do the same things as like the men in the same film. But in this one, but also Black Widow, I think, is an amazing character. So they lost out. So it shouldn't really even be about sex. It was just about the fact that like, why did they not increase the characterization on her character? Because it's and they just made her really shit. But what was nice though is that I think they brought that back here.
She changed hair color for no reason, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't like it, but whatever. But yeah, so that was nice that like everyone had like an actual character.
Well, the hair color can't be worse than in the latest Fantastic Four, where Kate Mara, I think, changed hair color between shots for no reason.
That's not a real movie though.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, the director trashed it on Twitter afterwards. So the
Oh,
guy,
who directed it?
Josh Trash. something.
Oh.
Trank, just Trank. Yeah.
I can imagine probably too many fingers and pies.
That's the
These films,
only reason they make those Fantastic Four movies is so that they don't lose the rights
Yeah.
to owning the characters. So they just make these movies,
But now,
and they don't really care.
But now they're Marvel again.
Yeah.
But they buy them.
Yeah. Everything that was Fox's in terms of TV series and movies are now Marvel.
What about Venom? The film was coming out.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
still Sony's.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Sony
So it won't
owns
be
that.
linked to at all.
They might rent him out for a fee.
Keep Venom out.
I know that's crazy to think,
That's
but
crazy.
Spider-Man's the same thing. Like Sony still own the right to Spider-Man,
Yeah.
but Marvel can rent it out.
Which is that's funny. You know, in terms of copyright. So I went to see. We need to go see that and talk about it. Ready Player One. So I was wondering at the end there is the list of at least 12 lines like courtesy of. Yeah,
Wow.
for the copyright things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I've not seen Ready Player One. Heard good things about it. And all the cultural bombs it drops.
Mm.
You know.
I mean, that's when you asked me about Avengers, if it would be, I told you wouldn't understand without which I mixed up. I was talking about this one, Ready Player One. I mean, my father will not understand a single thing in Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you get probably 60% of the movie in itself if you don't have the whole thing.
I think there's a lot of 80s, 1980s references in Ready Player One, which, you know, it seems to be a golden age now. Back to the Future. What else?
I mean,
Straight out of lockdown.
I've talked about this before. Lindsay Ellis on YouTube had a video about it's called the 30-year rewind sort of thing. It's basically that every 30 years you look back to what happened then, and you're like, right, let's be nostalgic about that. So in the 80s, people will be nostalgic about the 50s.
Yes.
So now
definitely.
we're being nostalgic about the 80s because that's 30
It's a
years
cycle.
ago. Yeah.
That's true, man. Cultural.
Even though there's going to be a point where it scares the hell out of me, there'll be a point where we're nostalgic for like the 2000s.
I know.
Can't wait for the S Club
Oh
7
my gosh.
soundtracks to be like, oh, I remember S Club 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of scary. Like, what happened in the 2000s?
There is Ben Mendelsohn in this one, who is everywhere now.
I don't know what that is.
That's the guy who he plays the lead bad guy in Ready Player One. He is the lead bad guy in Star Wars, the current normal.
Oh, yeah. Is he not in Ex Machina as well? The same actor? Am I getting the names mixed up?
No.
I don't
Not
think
Ginger, no.
No, that's
That's Donald Gleason.
Donald
Donald
Gleason.
Yeah.
Yeah, abdominal Gleason. That's
Donald Gleason, he's the one in Black Mirror. That
one of
Yes, he is. Yeah, season 2, way back. Yeah, the dead husband.
the dead husband.
Yeah.
Ben. I think I've seen Ben. He's doing very well. I think I also saw him in Predator. I don't remember, but he's doing very, very good. Very good. He's Australian. I think.
Yeah.
Good eye.
Australians are doing really well over like the American. And the one thing, actually, I was talking to my friend who studied in America, and she's just come back now. But she was saying that Australians are always cast to be British in American shows.
Right.
And so there's things like Vampire Diaries and the originals and all these like,
Yeah.
because all these, well, this is for putting them all in a box, but there's that kind of like very conventional beauty that Australians, like a lot of Australians have. And so they've kind of got that blonde, white,
Sun-kissed.
blue-eyed, like tiny, like very chiseled face.
You guys used to be British before you were like became Australian, right?
And I always, so I've seen some of these, and there was always a twinge, and it was like, are they like Scandinavian? No, they're something. They're not British. It's
Yeah.
like, yes, I'm supposed to be British, and it's like, oh no.
Good eye. I'm meant to be from Wiltshire.
But it just makes you realise that like Americans just don't give a shit.
No, they don't. You're speaking like us. And
From
that's it.
I'm from Salisbury.
You sound different, so you're obviously British, like whatever.
Americans will buy it. He's not American. They'll believe he's British.
So funny.
A knife? That's not a knife.
Courtney, Dick Von Dyke.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
Cut in a knife.
Step in time.
That's one of the movies I noticed when I watched it, Crocodile Dundee, a few days ago. That's one of the films I've never watched in the original version before.
And the new one's coming out soon as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
there is one, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot the
With,
guy's Danny.
Danny,
McBride?
Yes.
Danny McBride.
No,
yeah.
I think it was just a joke. It was an ad.
No,
No,
way.
that's
no,
real.
I
No,
thought
that's
it was
real.
Really?
I think that's real.
Yeah.
It's had 2 trailers.
I've seen it as in it looked like a movie, and then that's an ad.
I don't know.
Maybe that's how bad the trailer for it is. It's like it's not representing the.
Okay.
Because he what I heard was that he's Crocodile Dundee's son. I mean, that's 1980s style as well. Paul Hogan was really big.
Oh, it was. It was an ad.
Yes.
No way.
It was an ad. It's a tourism campaign.
Oh, no way, man.
That's unbelievable.
Thanks, Yann. Thank you, Yann.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I've been overwhelmed by that.
Tricked. It's like the airplane safety on New Zealand from the like Lord of the Rings actors who do the safety
Oh, do
one.
they?
Yes, very fun video.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a fool.
I feel mugged off too. I thought it was a real film.
I was like, oh, good stuff. Maybe because Danny's doing it, it'd be quite funny.
Yeah, it's yeah. I went to check IMDb right away. Oh no, I didn't. They say it clearly at the end that it's indeed an ad for Australia.
That's
I've
amazing.
just a long laugh. Honestly.
Oh dear.
Then that's nice. Actually, that's smart. That's
Yeah,
smart.
it's good. Good market.
Oh man,
They might make that now.
yeah.
Christ.
There we are.
I mean, yeah.
Repeating that.
Have you seen? It could very well be because that's how Deadpool was made.
Really?
They've been working 11 years on that.
Yeah,
Ryan
that's
Reynolds
right.
was pushing the thing,
Yeah.
and there was. Someone leaked some test footage. Oh, who could that be? And then the fans were just all crazy about it, and it took less than a
day.
few months.
It was like a day.
Yeah, it was the day. Yeah,
That
and
was
boom,
it.
it was green-lighted and
Yeah.
green-lit,
Wow.
and we get a second one.
And Thanos is back. As Cable.
In Deadpool? Yeah. That's interesting. It didn't
Yeah.
happen that much, but it happens, which apparently angers some people.
But I don't know. He's a good actor, man. He can,
Yeah.
keep it separate.
And it with his purple ball sack.
And that was brilliant. See that again, the comedy in Infinity War is brilliant. It's well written.
Really well written.
Good lines.
Nice film.
Yeah.
Does that segue nicely for me to go into the rating?
Yes.
So, here at the Good, the Bad, and the Just Plain Standard, we rate films in a good, bad, and just plain standard category. Just plain bad, just plain standard being, I think we talked pretty heavily about Jurassic World reboots being that way, or good being, amazing. So, with that in mind, Anouk, Yann, and Lee was the Avengers, Infinity War, good, bad, or just plain standard? We'll start with Lee, our guest.
Shite. No,
Shite.
It was amazing. That was good.
Good. Anouk?
Yeah, it was good. Really enjoyed it.
Yann?
It was good. I regret a bit searching about the Infinity Gauntlet reset thing. So the stakes were a bit lessened for me, but I know that Mark Cousins thought it was too many things. I think he tweeted, but I think they could have managed the things way less goodly. I mean, they could have been completely shit, and I think they managed to make a movie which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because again, they didn't focus on any of the individual heroes, but it's Thanos' story. So good.
Yeah, I'd say good as well. It's a highly enjoyable blockbuster. Yeah, super
Yeah.
enjoyable. And the ending, great.
Yeah, it got me.
It got me.
Yes.
And that's the way film should.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, because there are some divergences between the comics and the film. So even though I had that in mind, I still really want to know what happens next. Obviously,
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. We have the questionnaire now.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, it's a milk in a wine glass questionnaire. So based on Marcel Proust, Bernard Pivot, and James Lipton from the Actors Studio.
Ah, right.
Yes, that's the.
Get postured up here now because it's question time.
What's your views on the war in the East?
Yeah, it's all fucking. It's controlled, mate. It's controlled.
What is your favorite word?
Jobby. And I truly mean that. Jobby is Scottish term for your poop. And it's Billy Connolly really brought it to life by how he says it. And also, we all know what it is up here in Scotland. But no, it's a funny word. I think it keeps you young. See, if you're a bit down, a bit blue, Jobby. This is like the funniest.
For me, Jobby is kind of the Gypsy Kings. Jobby, Joba.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. Gypsy King singing about jobbies.
What
They're
is
like the connoisseurs of it. There's white ones, beige ones, black ones if you've been drinking Buckfast.
what is your least favorite word?
Employment.
Okay.
Then you just, why work? Just do what you want to do in life and figure out how to get paid, which is still employment, but in a creative way, I guess.
Yeah.
So creatively, spiritually, or emotionally, or, well, we don't really care at this point, sexually, what turns you on?
Spiritually, god damn it, I don't know. Peace, love, sexually, I don't know that. I didn't know what that is. It's been a while. So spiritually, sexually, musically, I would say Max Richter. That's a good turn on. Some full-on cellos, swirly sounds. Unfortunately, Frightened Rabbit.
Yeah.
I just started to really enjoy. I'm late to a party at the start of the year. The first record. I'm going, oh yeah, I'm feeling it, feeling the love for it.
Okay, I need to catch up on that because the last 20 seconds of stuff you said, I just didn't get anything. So.
Don't worry, man. That's okay. What else?
Yeah, so now that's the reverse. What turns you off in those fields?
Spiritually turns off is probably like organised religions, really, and the whole oppressive thing that comes to that.
Marvel fanatics.
Yeah, my audio just went in my left ear. It's quite strange when I just said that.
What?
On the audio,
Yeah.
it just all comes through one ear.
Oh, okay.
That's quite strange.
I can hear you fine, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
After talk about religions, I'm making out their wiring and listening. Yeah, totally.
I will not blaspheme.
What else turn offs? Music wise, can I say that?
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Chart stuff, I guess. I'm so off the radar with music these days that I can only bitch about maybe 1980s music more. I don't know, just chart techno things are turns off. Yeah.
What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, I think motherfucker.
It's a good one.
Yeah, just as it sounds quite harsh, especially from a wee guy like me. Well, I only say it when my computer gives in, especially Facebook. It just pops. I'm like, oh, you mother.
Yeah, well,
I died on it.
Well, it depends how you come across. Because when I think last time we rehearsed, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, man. What is your beard? Where's your beard gone?"
It fell off.
Yeah. Feel like there is a. I've just discovered yesterday that there are actually some podcasters here in Glasgow that do unsung, but they do a podcast about music, and the lead guy in there, a producer, I think, a host, he has a massive ginger beard.
Ginger beards are great, but this one was sitting there too long. If you try and cultivate it and trim it the way I was doing it, that's why it went away. I ruined it, man. I don't have any skills in shaving. So it had to all come off. It was horrible.
What sound or noise do you like and dislike?
Oh, my favourite sound's bacon frying in a pan. It's beautiful, man. That's why, unfortunately, I'm going to be in the dark side for a while. Vegan, vegetarian, no. When you smell that and hear that noise, that's it. Noises I don't like. It's a really good question. An alarm clock going off at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, the worst.
And then snooze. You're away through up to 15:15. And you get weird dreams.
Well, you can't become a vegan because of bacon, but sometimes you get some alarm clocks from just like Kevin Smith. Yeah, he joined the vegan cult because of his heart attack.
Of course, yeah. Well, no, I think it's a good thing. I've never slayed anything like that. I'm just a beast. Really, I'm beast for the East, Adam.
The beast for the beast of the East.
I think as well, like if you can't do meat in moderation, then yeah, maybe veganism or vegetarianism is the best thing for you. But like, I really don't I'm sure that maybe we'll be really super, super healthy if we all become vegan. But I'm also like, loads of people have survived and it's okay.
It's just make an informed choice what works for you. Don't oppress people for not doing
No,
what you
you're right.
think. You know,
There's
everyone
that.
do what works for you, but don't oppress people for not doing what you do. That's not fair.
I know, it's become a religion, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It sure has. I think people just want to wave their finger.
I know.
You
People
know?
want to be angry. If people want to be angry about something and find a channel to outlet that anger, they will find it, regardless
Yeah.
of what it is.
Yeah.
Life is too easy, so people are just angry about the stupidest things now.
You know.
It's what Penn Jillette, who was the larger part of Penn and Teller for a while, and he had an alert, and now he's written a book, and he said it like jokefully, like, yeah, I had to join the cult, man, because yeah,
I was dying.
I got once at after Christmas, I had a major hangover and I slept for 12 hours, and I tweeted like, "Oh, I've just woke up from a 14-hour nap," and I got retweeted by this company that makes an app, which basically it's an alarm clock, but every time you press snooze, you donate to charity. I'm like, that's a crafty one.
That's very crafty.
that's
That
really-
charity would be living off me, man.
Yeah,
Honestly.
that's a really good idea because it's like I'm actually losing money if I click snooze.
Oh, it is.
I'm making
It's a very sobering way to start your day.
Yeah.
I bet you some days you go like that, you know, just
I've got some
get
money.
Yeah,
There you go.
Day's wage there.
Yeah.
what profession other than your own would you like to attempt or not like to attempt?
Profession. Oh God, I'm very arty and creative, so I don't know. I've always like even the word profession. I aspire just to create, and I don't aim high in that sense. You know, like I just do what I need to do. So plays, drama, music, and all that. My fingers on that pie, but I think the idea of creating and selling off it is a beautiful thing. So that's what I want to do, and I'm not there yet. So. What was that about? Sorry.
What you wouldn't like to do.
And what I wouldn't like to do is work in a factory. But then nothing wrong with that. But just I think it'll kill your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chip away.
Yeah, mindful work over mindless work.
Indeed. It becomes a practice in itself.
If heaven exists, what would you like God to tell you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
That's a lovely question. What would God say about that? About time, man. I've tried to knock you down 3 times. Had an appendicitis.
Oh, that's rough.
Exactly. So no, I don't know. It's a beautiful question. I bet you have a better answer when we finish. And I'd love to say something profound. Just where have you been? Get in there. Get in about it. The clouds are waiting.
The buffet's open.
Aye.
God is Scottish.
There's an angel Buffett waiting for you.
God is a Scottish
You
ginger
survived
woman.
Cumbernauld, did you?
Coming out that's heaven. That's the twist in the tail.
God is just like Dogma. God is a woman and Jesus is a black guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
all
way it should be.
switched.
Variety.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
If you were reincarnated as another plant or animal, what would it be?
I think I would be a wee bee.
Nice.
A bee seeing a bus for some reason, get inside the bus and get lost. He's annoying everybody at the back, confused.
Yeah.
Great.
That's a good answer.
That's a very good
That's a
answer.
nice answer.
That's great. If you had the opportunity to go and view any culture from the past, like if you were completely invisible, had a Babel fish in your ear, and walked around among the Romans or cave people or Native Americans before the Europeans came, who would you choose?
Oh, cavemen, definitely. Just to see. I'm sure it's not all just like clubbing women and then putting over your shoulder, which I'm sure did, but at the point where they're happy with what they're doing, and it'll be so minimal, no doubt, and just seeing how they lived and how they cook food. Because apparently I bet there'd be some techniques there, barbecuing a deer or something, you know, some ancient thing that we've overlooked. So it'd be great. And also seeing the cave art. What were they smoking, man?
Yeah. Some bush.
Yeah, some
What
good
you doing?
bush there, man.
2 bonus questions, which I open the floor to you guys,
Oh. Oh God.
with regards to this episode or anything.
Oh.
If you were in a bar fight, which Avenger would you want to back you up?
Hey.
I say Captain America. That's a good question. I wanted to just be a bit of a dick and say Thanos. He's not an Avenger. It's kind of cheating. That's like top right, your joypad. Just get Thanos in there to help you with your bar fight. But the reason why Captain America, because he's so goddamn pretty, the actor, that he's a good diversion. So everybody goes, and off I go.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans to fight for himself.
Yeah. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that chiseled, raw look.
Yeah.
He looks like an action man.
He does.
Ironically, innit?
Yeah,
He really
maybe.
does.
He was the Human Torch.
Aye, that's
He
right.
was, wasn't he?
That's another guy who was in
That's
multiple Marvel. Yeah.
That is the multiple Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Employment is great for you there.
Second question.
I don't know. What film are you looking forward to next?
Let's see. Not film, but Karate Kid. The new TV show.
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
Red, so I want to see that. 'Cause I heard it's quite faithful to the original. But it's more comedy as well.
YouTube Red. You have YouTube Red?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Fortunately not. So I need to find somebody that can...
I mean, it's weird. I had it for a few months.
Oh,
but
did you?
It's weird because the only way you can have the app on your phone continue even when you're not in the app is to have the Red.
Ah.
That's one of the things that they added.
Smart.
Yeah. Or
So YouTube Red, is it just like Amazon now?
Yeah,
Kind
kind
of
of.
thing. You're getting high definition.
You don't get any ads on any videos or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then again, you can just use Brave, which I use. The browser in it doesn't play ads at all, I don't think.
Actually, just remember as well, Predator.
yeah, they did a classic screening 3 months ago. So I went to see the original Predator in the Cineworld.
Oh, it's in the world.
Yes, that was nice.
It still stands well, man.
Yeah.
Bunch of slag-jawed faggots down here. He's a governor, isn't he? Right now, Jesse Ventura, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
just-
Both. It's
Well,
full
no,
of governors.
No, it isn't.
That's the guy who survives a nuclear explosion. So that's quite a feat.
Indeed.
That's
Come to California.
Vote me.
Vote for me, President 2022.
It's plugging time. France.
England.
Scotland.
Come on out.
Go Podcast Rangers, mighty plug-in Podcast Rangers. Go Podcast Rangers, mighty plug-in Podcast Rangers. So Lee, are you in anything at the moment, acting-wise, or
Acting-wise, well, should we say?
we can't really develop, but we haven't really.
Yeah, we
talked
could
about-
talk about it briefly, yeah.
You haven't, we haven't really said anything, but the data has been shared on Facebook.
It is happening,
Yeah.
so we know that much. We can't buy ticket. You can't buy tickets yet, I don't think, but
I don't think so yet.
not yet.
So what's this?
It was what? This play.
Yeah.
The play is, I don't want to say too much actually. I think even I put it on Facebook, I don't know if I revealed too much, a psychological breakdown of a couple. Amidst a backdrop of filthy crimes getting committed, sex crimes, and this character, Paul, who gets involved with it all.
Yeah.
And we're all in that.
We are.
And that.
Yes. That's all acting-wise for myself. I like keeping minimal, truly, man.
Okay.
It's a good hobby.
Do you,
That's what I say.
do you have like gigs or music? What would you?
Not really. I used to do a lot of that. It's so sad to say. I think it's even 10 years since I last did a stand-up comedy gig and music-wise as well. So I just kind of backed off. Wasn't happy with what I was doing. So I'm like perfectionist. It's so silly. Why? Just get out there, they say. So no, I would like to start doing with what I do music-wise gigs, maybe stereo, mono, places like that.
Yeah.
So no, just
Okay, cool.
keeping off the radar, man. And then one day, boom, I'll appear
Off the back of this play.
on the back of this plane.
Off the back of the play.
It's funny. I talked about earlier in this podcast about something. So yesterday I saw that there is a podcast called Unsung Podcasts. So they actually each episode is focused, I think, on a song, on an album. So it's music podcast.
Yeah.
And they're having, I think it's the end of this 27th of May. They have their first live podcast.
Oh,
wow.
exciting.
Yes, as part of our Patreon, we will have live events.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant, man.
And as part of Patreon, they get free tickets. And but I'll go see those guys. I haven't listened to them, but I'll go see to say hi and
No,
see
definitely.
how.
Man, let's see if there's any podcast rivalry, but you could start one. Just
Kind of
that's how you get your
podcast battle.
podcast battles.
I mean,
live.
there is I shared on the Nosferatu. You know, when
Oh,
we
yeah.
when we did the Nosferatu episode, which was episode 9, so that's quite a while ago.
I applied to get in. Yeah, I requested to get in, and it came up like 2 months ago. I was like, oh shit, I'm in.
Oh, okay. I just was accepted a week ago,
Yeah.
and that's when
Sorry, accepted
post-
for what?
the Facebook group about like Nosferatu fan club.
Oh, right, cool.
Yes, yes. And the admin for that, I shared our episode. He said he liked it, but he also suggested, because he wants to do a podcast on Tommy Cooper,
Oh, the comedian.
yeah, comedian magician, yeah.
Oh, right, man.
Which actually it's quite interesting, because we always hear about Molière, how he died on stage,
Yeah.
which he really didn't. He died a bit afterwards.
I
But
remember that
Tommy
one.
Cooper,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the footage. It's
I
out
know.
there.
Do you know when I was a wee boy? I think it's Just for Laughs that show was, and I'm into the toilet, and that happened. I came back in. My mum said he collapsed on stage, and I eventually saw it, and I went, "Holy fuck!" When you see somebody die,
yeah, well,
he just died.
obviously you never know that the show must go on, but you never know. Everyone
Yeah.
was laughing at the,
No,
at the
I
time.
totally.
thought it was part of the act. Yeah.
But it's that thing that's like, I don't know what I had in my mind when I heard he died, but when you see Deathface, that proper like the spirit's gone, but you see, and then it becomes bad comedy, like the drapes go over him, and he gets slowly
Yeah.
yoink back. But he's so funny, man. He's wee red fez.
I didn't. I think the first time because I went to Blackpool, which I love magic. I don't
Yeah.
perform that much, but I love magic. I went to Blackpool in February, and a friend I met there, he does like oil paintings, and he did one of Tommy Cooper. So that's where I heard about him first. But I'll get back to the Nosferatu guy, and he has some interesting plans.
Yeah, that sounds good.
To
man.
rewatch the shows and.
And then have a wee podcast of it.
Yeah, and get guests and stuff.
Cool.
So, yeah,
Cool, man. No,
Nice.
rounded.
yeah.
And you need all wear red fezzes.
Yes.
I mean, goodness now. How quirky is that? Beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's nice.
That old kind of entertainment you don't see much unless you do it at Blackpool.
I watched a video of his, like he was a judo guy.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't watched his magic bit, but I've watched the comedy. It was really great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good comedy.
I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, I think
aren't
we're
we?
there. Yeah.
Do we have any shout out in particular that we want to do? Because I just did some, so.
Do I want to shout it anyway?
Thanks to our Patreon.
Yeah, of
our
course,
patrons,
always.
yes.
Always.
I'll try not to forget the ending credits after that, because I did that for God of War. I forgot, but
No, I'm kind of good. I think I don't have any at the moment.
No.
I'm good.
okay, cool. We'll make sure that you don't forget to give us a word inside
I would love to use your feather pen.
afterwards. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I ordered and it arrived in France, so I'll get that to you when next time we meet in rehearsals, and I have them. Your Toblerone bar.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yes, there is a Lee Toblerone bar.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Because some folks go Leigh.
Oh,
course,
that's
yeah.
lay.
I know. Lee, and it's also the women version, but I don't care, man.
What's your no?
Lee's spelled for some reason different ways. Just to whoever invented the word Lee wanted to be a dick
Oh, I mean,
and spell it different ways.
the directorial debut of Karen Gillan. She's called the character is called Lucy, but it's spelled Lusagh or something. It's like yeah.
It's like kinda
It's
Gaelic,
Inverness name,
Yeah.
but yeah, they were calling her Lucy. I was like, yeah, but that's not what.
What was Karen Gillan's film again?
The party is just beginning.
Yeah.
I went to see it's funny. So I went to see at the Glasgow Film Festival the premiere.
Yeah.
She was there,
Oh.
and in Karen Gillan.
Yeah.
And in true Scottish fashion, she had a dram of whiskey for everyone. So we had a toast with her.
Beautiful, man.
Yes.
That's really
Yes.
That's
cool.
really nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. It was quite nice, and also nice to see her in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
know.
She's doing very well.
Absolutely, man.
That's awesome.
She holds off well.
Yeah, she does the robot kind of movement really well. Like it's really fast in the Infinity War, but she moves because obviously she has to put herself back together. And the way that she does it, it was so natural and so good.
Yeah.
And like I will just that's another thing. Like hats off to Karen Gillan, man, because it was such a small part, but in Infinity War, but. She fucking nailed being a robot. It was like she did it so well.
And she probably survives, and
she's ginger.
because don't get me starting on that, because
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't. I love vegetarian.
Yeah.
We like this in Scotland. People appreciate gingers. Some
Yeah.
don't.
I know. What is
So
that?
silly, man.
It's strange. Yeah.
So weird.
There's just thing like they don't have souls and all that kind of crap.
Well, I love
But
stuff like that 'cause it sounds really esoteric. You know, I don't have a soul. Cool.
Yeah.
We might say
Great.
that. I know. It's like, what kind of
Who
magic
says
do
you
you
do?
dabble in? I know.
It's
You have
because
no soul for saying it.
there are like 10% of Scottish, or when it's like 30% in Ireland or something.
Oh,
Ginger
wow.
people, yeah.
Really?
It's such a strange. What's the word for it? Juxtaposition? No, it's not. I don't know. Being ginger's a weird one growing up, man. It is, because folks wear a hat to football games with ginger hair, like coming out of it, and then after it, it's no a joke anymore, and it becomes a
mean,
kind
when-
of easily. And it's not. I mean, it means nothing to me. You're born with it.
Yeah.
Brought up. Your dad heckles you.
I mean, it's funny.
My mum
right?
did.
It's strange. It's interesting because your beard, we can see that it's ginger when it's there, but you have to actually really look at your hair.
Yeah,
Don't
well, do
Because
you know,
they
I
don't-
used to not want to be ginger. I used to dye it all the time. So this is chestnut brown. I call it that. So I know it is. It's like the curtains match the drapes, but the bit up here is a bit of kind of a misleading colour.
A Frankenstein.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
That's the thing. There are so
Fucking
many
stay ginger.
different types of ginger hair, red
There
hair.
is, yeah.
Like there's so many like shades. Like some people are like Emma's hair is like you can literally point her out in a sea of people. It's
Yeah.
like that's Emma because her hair is just like bright red.
Proper, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
But she was the same. She used to dye her hair brown all the time.
What did she?
Yeah. And it's just I find it so strange because it's so nice.
Oh,
Like,
cool, man. I'm with ginger lovers. What about you, Adam?
she has beautiful blue. She has beautiful blue hair.
The first person I ever went out with was ginger.
Yeah.
I've never been out with a ginger. I think there's a rule. You can't date gingers.
Like a ginger appreciation month.
Yes.
Or a ginger appreciation
there's
decade.
like Hug a Ginger Day
decade.
and stuff like that. So
There
it's
is
a ginger.
one.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Any excuse, man.
I think there is a day for ginger and a day for ginger lovers.
Aye, there is.
But that's the thing, like if something has been like hated or demonized or whatever for such a long time, like there's also the other side of like fetishizing it. So
You're so right. Perfectly said.
it's like it's the same thing with like black people or Asian people. It's just like, oh yeah, like
I know.
oh
Before we.
But in the racism scale, if you want to use the word gingerisms or whatever, it gets away with. It's like casual racism.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
exactly.
Like, oh, it's a ginger.
yeah.
You don't see a black guy walking down, you say something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the albino,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
they cut their their heads or whatever to get fertile in some country in
God.
Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love everybody. That's the best way to do it.
That's it, man.
And on that note,
Yeah.
So sweet.
If you're not a cunt, we'll love you.
yeah, there
exactly.
you go.
Come.
And even if you are in Scotland, that might be a good thing.
Okay, so thank you again for watching us, listening to us, and the Patreon thingy. That's having a lot of fun with that.
Yes.
And stay tuned. We'll when we start to have stage like podcast on stage. You'll be the first to
Podcast
to know.
wars.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were
Adam.
Anouk.
Yann and
Lee.
bye bye.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Bye. See you later on.